Majalaluwaliwaro. We're deep in the truth and culture to the core. Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice. Ba.
Agidigbo 88.7 FM. The radio station that stays on top of the news. All day. Every day. We are like no other. First of its kind in Ibadan, constantly on the green, giving you the best of broadcasting 24 hours. Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice. From the crack.
There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM.
Welcome to news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Wuraola Yusuf. The headlines: Federal government says power sector now attract $2 billion investment, cuts liabilities to 146 billion naira. Oyo local government ministry announces plans of coronation ceremony for newly elevated high chiefs. Resident doctors in England to strike for 6 days after Easter bank holiday. United Nations adopt Ghana's slavery resolution, defying resistance from United States, Europe. Team Nigeria targets award relay qualification. Athletes express strong confidence ahead of Lafika relays. And now the details. The federal government has said the sweeping reforms introduced in Nigeria's power sector under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda are beginning to yield measurable results, with improvements recorded across the electricity value chain. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, disclosed this today in Abuja during the inauguration of the new headquarters of the Nigeria Electricity Liability Management Company, describing the development as a critical milestone in strengthening the sector's financial and institutional framework. Chief Adelabu said the reforms anchored on policy overhaul, market liberalization, and institutional strengthening are repositioning the power sector for sustainability and increased private sector participation, while adding that these improvements across the electricity value chain have attracted $2 billion in investment as the federal government cuts liabilities to 146 billion naira. The Power Minister further links the progress to the implementation of the Electricity Act 2023, which is said has decentralized the electricity market and created room for subnational participation. As part of the activities scheduled to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Agidigbo FM's existence, the station presented cash gifts and other prizes to callers and comments, which was presented by the chairman of Agidigbo FM, Dr. Riyomi Hamzat, on his most popular Yoruba program, Kokoro Alate, was aimed at appreciating some loyal listeners. Agidigbo FM news correspondent Aisha Oladeji reports.
In continuous celebration of its 5th anniversary, Agidigbo FM appreciated listeners who engaged through phone calls and Facebook comments across various programs. The #1 most listened to radio station in Oyo State rewarded the loyal fans based on active participation and dedication to English and Yoruba programs. The beneficiaries were randomly selected, got 50,000 naira each, including other prizes like clothes and foodstuff.
Èèyàn tá tó làágàn Oríyọmí ṣèkìsà lọ́kùnrin o aláìdé. Ẹni tá tó làágàn Oríyọmí ṣèkìsà lọ́kùnrin. Ọba mi òkè tó lò ní okò ní jẹ́ òrófò alẹ́ Oríyọmí. Ọba mi òkè tó lò ní okò ní jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀rọ̀ ẹkún o. Àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rú èwe yeye ayé òní fìkú pò kìkì rẹ̀.
It was a moment of happiness and surprise as the chairman of Agidigbo FM in Nigeria, the United Kingdom and the United States, Alhaji Dr. Riyomi Hamzat, presented the gift to the beneficiaries on the station's most popular Yoruba program, Kokoro Alate.
Yawa understanding láti Bódìjà. Láìsí abọ́mọ̀wá rè. Ẹ wọ́n jẹ́ ń lọ. Ẹ pè fún wa. A rí i pẹ́ o. Àmín. Àmín. Àmín.
With joy clearly written on their faces, the beneficiaries expressed happiness and showed their gratitude.
I'm very happy for the gift. I'm happy for all my people at Agidigbo. Thank you very much. God will bless all of us.
I'm happy to be part of this Agidigbo reward. We listener all over the world. Thank you so much, Agidigbo. I really appreciate.
One of the beneficiaries, who is visually impaired, says listening to the station gives him peace of mind.
So atara Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat ó ló jẹ́ kí n fẹ́ràn gbogbo àwọn staff tó wà l'Agidigbo. Tí má dẹ̀ wo Agidigbo wá yálà bóyá mo wá kí wọ́n bí ni bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe sí mi tún máa ń jẹ́ kí inú mi ó dùn gan.
Other beneficiaries also shared different reasons for choosing Agidigbo FM as their favorite station. The beneficiaries further prayed for Agidigbo FM to celebrate many more of meaningful and impactful existence. This gesture is coming after Agidigbo FM gifted numerous Okada riders, keke and micra drivers 3 liters of petrol. Aisha Oladeji, Agidigbo FM News.
Oyo State Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters has announced the plans for the coronation and beaded crown ceremony of newly elevated high chiefs in Ibadan. In a statement today addressed to the Olubado of Ibadan, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Honorable Ademola Ojo, confirmed that the exercise followed a request by the monarch for a list of high chiefs due for elevation to wear beaded crowns. According to the statement, the coronation ceremony has been scheduled for 3rd of April 2026 at Mapo Hall, and among those listed for the honor is Sharaf Hadin Ali, the Air Karul Balogun of Ibadan, alongside other members of the Olubadan Council. The government stated that it is traditionally necessary and essential to confer the beaded crowns on the affected chiefs without delay, noted that postponement could generate political insinuations and undermine the integrity of the Ibadan traditional institution. An aspirant for the House of Representatives representing Akinyele local government under Accord, Honorable Kazim Aziz, has today made a public appearance to engage with the residents and present himself to the people. Speaking with Agidigbo FM, Honorable Aziz expressed his appreciation to the people of Akinyele for their support. The visit was well received by community members who described it as a positive step towards building connection and trust ahead of the elections. In a move to strengthen institutional partnerships and enhance leadership standards in public administration, the Institute of Leadership, Coaching and Strategy has initiated discussions with the Oyo State government on possible areas of collaboration. According to a statement made available to newsmen today, the engagement was led by the Institute's president and chairman of its governing council, Dr. Olasonkade Aziz, as part of broader efforts to advance ethical leadership, governance efficiency, and professional development across key sectors of the Nigerian economy. The Institute's delegation was received by the Oyo State Head of Service, Mrs. Olubomione, in the company of senior government officials, including the Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Professor Saliu Abdulwahid Adelabu, Chairman of the Civil Service Commission, Alhaji Kamaruddin Aderibipe, Permanent Secretaries, and other top civil servants. Speaking during the meeting, the Permanent Secretary, Service Policy and Strategy, Office of the Head of Service, Alhaji Taiwo Niran Mustafa, described the engagement as timely, noting that leadership, policy formulation, and strategic governance have historically played defining roles in shaping Nigeria's development trajectory. Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kole Amza Studio, Agidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Zikrot Fasasi. Resident doctors in England, formerly known as junior doctors, are to strike for 6 days after Easter bank holiday. The British Medical Association announced that the planned walkout is due to start from 7th of April at 7 a.m. until 6:59 a.m. on 13th of April by taking industrial action as the government had not done enough to address their concerns over pay and job shortages. However, the Department of Health and Social Care stressed that the union had rejected a historic deal which would have seen more frequent and fairer pay rises. Jack Fletcher, the BEMA Resident Doctors Committee chairman, thereby urged the government to act fast in order to prevent the strikes from happening. Ex-Justice Minister and the former Conservative MP Crispin Blunt has been fined after pleading guilty to possessing illegal drugs, including cannabis and crystal meth. He admitted to 4 drug charges at Westminster Magistrate Court following a police raid on his Surrey home in October 2023. Deputy Chief Magistrate Tan Ikram told Blunt that as Minister of Justice, his actions have risked undermining confidence in all parliamentarians by breaking the very laws he enacted. He then pleaded guilty to 1 count of possessing Class A drugs and 3 charges of possession of Class B drugs and fined £1,200. And that is the news from Kule Amza Studio. Agidigbo FM, United Kingdom. I am Zikrot Fasasi.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. The United Nations General Assembly has adopted a resolution proposed by Ghana recognizing the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity and calling for reparations despite opposition from the United States and some European countries. Ghana argued the resolution is necessary because the lasting effect of slavery, including racial inequality, are still felt today. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly displaced at least 12.5 million Africans between the 15th and 19th centuries. The measure passed with 123 votes in favor, while the US and Israel were among 3 countries that voted against it, and 52 nations, including the United Kingdom and European nation members, abstained. Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Ablakwa said the resolution seeks accountability. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for far bolder action to address historical injustices. Although not legally binding, the resolution urges countries to consider reparations through measures such as formal apologies, returning stolen artifacts, financial compensation, and guarantees of non-repetition. Ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is set to appear in a U.S. court to face criminal charges, including narco-terrorism, under a law that has rarely been tested successfully at trial. Maduro, 63, who led Venezuela from 2013 until his capture in Caracas by U.S. forces on January 3, has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The narco-terrorism statute, introduced in 2006 to target drug trafficking linked to terrorism, has resulted in only 4 convictions, 2 of which were later overturned due to issues with witness credibilities. Prosecutors have not yet reviewed their witnesses, though a former Venezuelan general charged alongside Maduro has indicated a willingness to cooperate. And that is the news from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya.
And now the exciting world of sports. Team Nigeria has departed Lagos for the Lafika International Relays in Gaborone, Botswana, as the country intensifies its push for qualification to the World Relay Championships later this year. A contingent of 15 athletes and 3 officials will travel abroad Ethiopian Airlines with a scheduled stopover in Addis Ababa before arriving in Gaborone. The Secretary General of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria (AFN), Israel Nwang, I told the media shortly before departure that the team is in high spirits ahead of Saturday's all-important races, and further noted that a key member of the team, Enoch Adegoke, will be joining the team as he flies straight to Gaborone from Germany. AFN Technical Director Gabriel Okun expressed confidence in the team's ability to qualify in multiple events, stressing the importance of synergy between home-based and overseas athletes. Team Nigeria will be aiming to make a strong impact in Gaborone as they continue their build-up to the World Relay Championships. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Federal government says the power sector now attracts $2 billion investment, cuts liabilities to 146 billion naira. Oyo local government ministry announces plans of coronation ceremony for newly elevated high chairs. Resident doctors in England to strike for 6 days after Easter bank holiday. United Nations adopt Ghana slavery resolution, define resistance from United States, Europe. Team Nigeria targets a world relay qualification. Athletes expresses strong confidence ahead of the FICA race.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo887fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Buraula Yusuf. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out of school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
The Southwest in Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.